Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk a little bit more about those tools we talked about in the last video about how to store your wine for longer once it's already been opened, once you've already had a glass. So I have 3 bottles here that I was tasting today, and one of them, actually, I'll start with this, the Brunello di Montalcino, I did not open. I actually used the Coravin just to pour myself a glass, which you can find out in one of our older videos how this exactly works. And so I never actually uncorked this, and I am actually going to see, I had 1 glass today. I'm going to check back in a few weeks, in a month, and sort of update you on about how this bottle has lasted and how the Coravin has held up, and sort of show you more about how it holds wine. The other 2, I have a Chianti and a Vino Nobile Montepulciano. And as I said, I just had a tasting glass, so I am going to close them back up with 2 of our tools. Let's start with the Vino Nobile Montepulciano. I'm going to use the VacuVin. So these are one of those vacuum pump systems we talked about. And all it is you get these plastic tops that come with it. You're going to stick that in. Then you take your pump, line it up on top, it fits perfectly. And grab this and just start pumping. And so actually, if you can hear, it already had the click. You want to listen for that click because that means that it's all set. As I mentioned, this one I only had a tasting glass, so there wasn't a lot of air in there to pump out anyway. If it was more empty, you might have to pump a little bit longer. But so that's it. And then obviously you have to store it upright, but it can be stored in your fridge, or on your counter, wherever you want to store your wine. And that is how the VacuVin works. The next thing I want to show you is this private preserves that we talked about. So this is argon gas. It's an inert gas, just like the Coravin. But instead of this nice fancy tool, it is just simply a spray can, a little nozzle, and then you can close it after you spray the gas with whatever you want. So you could spray it with a cork, if you still have the original cork. I lost the cork when I opened this, so I'm going to use one of my general stoppers. And how it works is you have this just simple gas. You're going to take your little nozzle, stick it in the hole, and be ready to sort of switch them out. Since it's plastic, the nozzle will bend, so just stick it in there and go. We're going to do 1 just medium spray because there's not a lot missing. So ready? And that's it. So you want to make sure that you pull the nozzle out as you close with the stop to stop that gas from escaping. Now, if you remember, these private preserves and Coravin are actually both made with argon gas, which is an inert gas which causes a layer to sort of cover that wine and not let oxygen get in, so you're able to protect your wine. Again, this one you should also keep standing upright. You don't want to move it around too much. With the Coravin, after it's done, you can actually put your wine back on its side or upright, however you choose. In theory, the private preserves, just like the Coravin, should be able to keep your wine for a few months, even years. We're going to test it out. Like I said, I'll come back next week and update you guys on how these have held up. And it's really interesting because it's so light. Like, it is such a simple tool, unlike the Coravin, which is kind of scary looking. You know, it's a complex tool. The private preserves is just a spray bottle. It feels empty, but it's not. They tell you the way you know when it's empty is if it stops hissing when you spray it. And it can be used for about 120 times, they say. It also can be used on other things, like not just wine, but maybe if you want to keep an oil, an olive oil, or a vinegar, it can also be used for that, which is really interesting. And other liquor also. So I find this tool really handy and just kind of nice to have around, but I will update you soon to let you know if it lives up to my expectations and holds my wine. So, thank you guys. If you have another favorite tool that you use to sort of keep your wine good after weeks, months, please let me know down in the comments and I will definitely check it out. Bye!